Well, Kentucky 31 fescue, we can do the same. Cows don't grow well and don't do well on it. And so my son-in-law says when it rains, it was like a river going by or waterfalls going by their house. Well, it wasn't soaking in the ground. So we went out there and rotivated this down and planted some sorghum Sudan grass. All their farming is the top 2 or 3 inches. So when it gets dry, it's really ugly. What are you going to do about this? Well, I say, I'm not going to till. You say, I don't want to grow anything but pasture. Well, then you better learn how to manage. First you got to dig the hole to find out if you got an issue. Look at this ground. There's nothing in that ground. It's as hard as concrete below the top 2 or 3 inches. So it doesn't do any good to soil sample at 6. You might as well soil sample at 2 because that's what you're farming. And well, if you don't rain every other day, you're in big trouble. Believe me, they're in big trouble. So, where are your nutrients also? What if you go out there and have to put a lot of manure or a lot of nutrients on? This is airway. See those little holes in the ground? That's that New Zealand piece of equipment called an airway. This is California poking holes in the ground. And what's interesting out there, they were going to improve their pastures. Well, they got all that manure on top. It needs to be limed. So I said, I don't know if we can achieve it with just that, but the ground's just a little bit hard. Half the concrete in California is on his airway. It's a bunch of rolling holes and blades poking holes in the ground, and they threw all that seed out there. And I said, you got to be kidding me, man. It's not going to compete against what you got here. I wanted to lick that calf again and tear it all back up, aerate it all, reseed it, and start over. But hey, I want to try to do it this way. I don't know. Okay. This is the Yeoman plow out of Australia. Airways out of New Zealand. See, now this is what we use in our pastures. That's what a paddock might look like on our farm. I want a thick, dense stand, so we cut those little slots. That's why they said, oh, there they go across the field doing nothing again. Well, I'm doing something. I'm running about 15, 16 inches deep. We run that little channel. Not sure this time in this field needed it, but we're running that down there. So what we're trying to do, you can see the ground kind of lift when you go through. We're trying to make sure we got enough air in it. Cows have compacted it, and so we got a little slot cut. So now when it rains, water goes down that trench and will not waterlog and drown my soil organisms.